Hello, all my crafty people. It is time for our weekly project. If you have not been here before, my name is Stephanie and I upcycle clothing. Generally things I find at my local thrift stores and sometimes estate sales. And today I have an idea, but I'm not really sure if it's going to work. So we'll see if you see this. I have this really pretty, it's a linen blend skirt. It's almost, it's not a circle skirt. It's not a full circle skirt, but it's probably like half or whatever they call it. So it's a really pretty print, but it doesn't fit me. And I think it can be something else. So if you want to follow along, by all means do like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Don't forget to hype, and I will catch you at the table. Okay, everybody, here is our skirt, kind of spread out. And here's my inspiration. I was going to make this dress out of a sheet. And originally I was hoping that I could use the top hem of the sheet that was a different color for the bottom hem. But the problem is it curves. And since it curves, it doesn't work. And it's also got this weird flouncy little ruffle in the back that I didn't understand. I thought that was optional. It's not. But all that being said, I think I can still use this 6799 to my advantage, this new look. It's very simple. It's extremely simple. And the just for y'all's information, the skirt was $4.49. So pretty inexpensive to be making to experiment on. So what I thought we'd use is the front and the back of the dress. There is a zipper on this side that would have been on the side of the skirt because there's the tag right there. So it would have been on the side of the skirt. And this particular little dress has a placket in the back with just a button. But I thought maybe we could use a zipper. Now, make use of what is there. So this is the back of the dress right here. And it's the shorter piece because this ruffle goes on it. I did not understand the ruffle. Thought that was kind of odd. So what we have to do, I think, and this is me making stuff up, so bear with me. I'm just going to put this pen cushion down. I got the fan on because it'll be a little hot in here. It's already warm down here. Very warm. Actually, it's not as warm as it's going to get. It's only in the 90s right now. But what I think we have to meet isn't necessarily this shoulder. In other words, I don't want these to be right next to each other. But I think we have to meet this bottom seam. The seam that goes under the arm. And hear me out as to why. I think because we're worried about the length being the same on each side. So I think that's where we've got to go, is getting this seam to match. So I'm going to use the seam on the side of the dress as the center seam of the dress. And I got to kind of work it to where I use as much of the fabric as possible because I want as much length as I can get before I have to make some up. Because that's always fun. So let's just say we got this. I'm going to go to the other side of the table. Give y'all this view. So we got to make sure we clear this waistline here. And then we also have to make sure that these two meet. So I think this will do. And still utilize all the fabric we need for the length and everything. And the length should be set as long as this side seam meets. Do you see what I'm saying? I hope this is going to work. I don't know. I've never done anything like this. Never done it like this before. So we'll see. So what I thought I'd do is I'd pin this down. And really all I'm worried about is the armhole, the shoulders, and the neckline. If I can get those cut out, the rest of the seams I'm going to leave as is. You know, the side seams, the hem, that kind of thing. So let me pin this down and see if we can get this to work. Okay, it took me a little bit to pin it down. I just wanted to make sure those seams were meeting properly and we weren't bumping into the waistline.
But once it was pinned down, I took the scissors and just cut around. It was a little awkward cutting in this particular direction because the fabric wasn't open for you to flip it and turn it and do everything you need to do that. So,
okay, I cut out the shape that we're looking for. The necklines, that's the back with the zipper. And I just cut the zipper off. It's an invisible zipper, so I just cut the teeth. It's plastic or nylon, whatever, so it went right through, no problem. And this is the front, and there's going to be a seam down the front. I don't mind the seams in the front and the back. That doesn't bother me at all. So I think that this, let's hope this works. What I want to do is I'm going to take some single fold bias tape, and I am going to run it around the armholes and around the necklines. And I'm going to do it individually on the necklines. So what will happen is they will end at the shoulder seams. Then I'm going to serge the shoulder seam raw edges, catching the end of this. And then I will sew the shoulder seams together. That will be the last seam I make. And the only other thing I've got to do is just kind of be careful about how I encase the ends of the zipper. I just got to get a little creative there since it's post-construction. But that's the plan. Armholes, necklines, single fold bias tape, serge raw edges, then sew them together. I'm just going to take the pins out here. And after I take the pins out, take the patterns off, then I'll be able to apply our single fold bias tape. Now we've done this technique quite a few times, but if you're new here, the concept is to take the single fold bias tape. Let me open it up right here. And what it is it has two sides, and they both fold in towards the middle in what I call the back. So you have, it looks like that. So we're going to leave one side folded, but we're going to open up one side, and we're going to put it right sides together all the way around and sew inside that little fold that was created when this was put together. We're going to kind of stitch in that ditch, literally. Now, I forgot to tell y'all that this is lined. And I cut the lining and the dress all together. Since it was laid out as fairly flat, I don't think I had anything that wasn't flat. So I cut it all together. This way, my dress is already going to be lined.
Okay, here I am doing that initial application of the bias tape, sewing down in that little ditch, right sides together. And then I turn it over, and when it's facing inside, I do a top stitch on the outside to give it a very nice, clean, finished edge.
Okay, we're on the final step of completing the base of the dress. We're probably going to have to add some fabric to the end of it to make it a little longer. But I've got my binding around the back, and we preserved the zipper that was already there. All I need is a hook and eye at the top, which is lovely. I didn't have to put that zipper in. Booyah. And then we're going to, and like I said, binding on armholes and on the front. So now all we need to do, I went ahead and serged the arms, the shoulders, just because I like the look. When I sew the seam together, then I will open that seam, press it open, and I will sew a top stitch on the outside to make sure it just looks nice and clean. You don't have to do that. I just like doing that, and it keeps my seams nice and, neat. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew probably about a 1/2 inch seam allowance. Maybe I might use the 5/8 inch. We'll see. It doesn't really matter at this point because we're just kind of making it up. But I'm going to sew my shoulder seams, open them up, top stitch them down, and then I'm going to try it on to decide how much fabric we might have to add to the bottom, because it'd be short. Okay, I tried the skirt on, or the dress, the skirt that's now a dress, and it fits up top perfectly, but it is a little short. which I expected because it was a skirt. So this is a piece of what I'd cut off of it, and you can see this is that green that I have left over from the really big dress that I made probably a year or so ago. I wear it all the time. And this is an old avocado green sheet, what's left of it. So I think I have enough to make a ruffle. It won't be a dense ruffle, but I need it to ruffle in order to accommodate the curve of the skirt. The skirt hem is curved. So I'm going to start cutting this up in 7-inch strips because I need at least 6 inches. So I'm going to cut it up in as many 7-inch strips as I can, and we'll start adding it to the dress. I cut all the 7-inch strips I could possibly get out of the remaining fabric. And honestly, I'm surprised. I got 168 inches. And what I would need if I wanted 1.5 times the width of the bottom of that hem on that dress would be 169 inches, which is cool. That's 1.5. A lot of times people double for a ruffle, but I had an idea. 1.5 times is also how much fabric you use to calculate shearing. Yes, I was mispronouncing it last week. It is not shearing, it's shearing. Honestly, that sounds weird to me, but that's what the word is supposed to be. Oh, and this is drits, not dirts. My bad. I've probably mispronounced that my entire life, but it is DRITZ, drits. And this is a well-known company and brand. I just mispronounced it. My apologies. So now with all the apologies out of the way, I'm going to take this fabric and I am going to seam it together to be one long piece. Then I'm going to hem it. Once I hem it, then I need to gather it. And honestly, I don't want to gather a big piece like this. So I am going to use the shearing technique to gather it for me on that thin piece of elastic. I'm just going to run 1, maybe 2 lines if I need to. Probably 1 line, but we'll see. I just want it to gather it for me so I don't have to do it.
Okay, the first thing I did was run both of the long sides through the serger, and then I turned one of those long sides over to the back and hemmed it, making a nice small short hem because I want to preserve as much of this length as possible. Then I took it over to my shirring machine, a machine I've already got set up for shirring, and it makes a nice gather.
Okay, the shirring worked perfectly to gather exactly what I need for the skirt length. It's big, but the skirt length is large because it's round. What I'm going to do with this is I'm going to give it a good press. That generally kind of solidifies the pleats a little better, and I'm going to press the seams. And then we'll be applying it to the bottom of the dress. Now, the bottom of the dress has a hem already, but it's kind of bulky. It's almost like they double folded it, and in the seams they didn't really take a chance of or try to debulk it. So what I think I want to do is literally just cut this hem off, give me a straight piece to work with, no bulk, and sew this right sides together to it and see if we can get it to look right that way. I was going to put the ruffle underneath the hem and sew it down, but honestly, that's really sewing blind, and it's kind of a pain. I would rather be able to see edge to edge. So, and then when I cut this off, I'll probably go ahead and serge it just to make sure that there's no potential ravels. And like I said, after I cut the hem off, serge around it, then we'll apply the ruffle to it and try it on. see what it looks like.
Okay, here I am. I'm serging off the hemline, and that just saves me a step of having to cut it off, then serge. I'm just serging it off completely. Then I'm going to turn around and pin right sides together, my ruffle to my dress. And after I get that situated, I take it over to the machine and just sew it down. Got to be careful. Make sure you don't stretch your shirring fabric, because then that will make the fabric you're sewing it to stretch. Just be careful.
Okay, everybody. What you think? Well, it's not a skirt anymore, that's for sure. It's long enough with the little green ruffle. The zipper is already installed. All I had to do was put the hook and eye, the original hook and eye, back on. The only thing that might bother some people is the seam, but there's some ideas there. You could put lace or ruffle across the seam. And as far as anything that's too big, you can either size the pattern or put some pleats in the sides if you wanted. There's a lot of ways to customize it after you experiment, make sure it goes together. Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this. I really did. And now I know that I can use this skill set on shorter skirts to make tops too. So if you did enjoy it, by all means, like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Don't forget to hype, and I will catch you on the flip side of our next project.